and they were so excited and they were telling us stories. There was one woman who was like, I've worked in the courthouse for 40 years, and like it's just such a dreary place, and you have no idea how meaningful this is to put art and something like vibrant up in this, like this is gonna make my day coming to work and seeing this. So and I hope that at least it like is the people who are going in, at least they can see the progress, and hopefully they're like, hey, they did more. But we won't be able to see
it's definitely going to be a big reveal, and we're talking so much about it. I do want to let our viewers know we are going to take a little field trip there during the Otis's Notices segment of the call. But before that, my question that I ask everyone is, what's one impactful change you'd like to see as a result of the work that you do? I also invite you, if you'd rather think about a change that you have seen.
What I've learned from what I've done is that there really is like no idea is a bad idea, and you never know what idea is going to lead you to something bigger. And like Luna definitely is something like bigger than what I have like ever really imagined it to be. I just like was like, I don't know, like a few artists and we'll show some work sometime together, and that's it. And it's really kind of been way more than that, and each member adds so much more, and we like have new ideas, and it just has kind of grown from there. And actually now we like, as of last October, we're like an official LLC. So I actually really never intended to just make it a business, but that's like the direction it needed to go. So I think just knowing that like you never know where things are going to go, but just like kind of like following your instincts and like allowing collaboration to be like true collaboration, and listening to others and understanding like how to move something in a direction that maybe you didn't think it could or should be, but like it just like letting it go that way, I think is what I've learned. And I think the other thing that I've really learned through it is that if you're not seeing something like out there that is like for you, then make that thing. I also have another collective called Herd Space, which is a women of color led and focused performing arts group, and it was kind of the same thing. And we actually, that was like sort of starting around the same time as Luna in a lot of ways, like not too much of a time difference. And that was also just like some like people were like, you know what, like there aren't a lot of spaces for women of color, particularly in Milwaukee, to perform and to write together and to feel like even safe to write about what we want to write about. And so let's be that group. During this time, we've been doing write-in sessions. We gather, and it's actually open to anybody to come in and write, and then we always share. And so obviously during these like social distancing times, we put that online, and it was like the first one we did virtually, and it was pretty well attended, and that was really exciting. So then we decided to do another one, and people showed up again, and now we're going to do 2 more this month. So it was really exciting too. And I don't know, it just feels really different than other things I've been a part of, where I think because like women of color are leading this write-in session, it just has a different vibe than other writing things that I've gone to. It feels much more like, nope, like this is the tone we're setting. We really want to know about you, and to get personal, and to like share, and to be like open about like whatever it is that you're wanting to write about it. And it's been great because, we always say, no one ever has to share their work by the end of the session. But I think because we are also sharing too, and we're also like kind of practicing vulnerability, that people are like kind of feel comfortable to do that too. So that's kind of been a cool thing. I like these grassroots group and I think that I hope more of them are able to like come about, and that people like just pay us to do things too. Like you want, like I mean, and that's happened with the mural too. Like we were paid, and we were paid well, and I really hope that people, I think also during these times too, where we're seeing that like artists are still making and still creating, and obviously we like really are still needing the arts, and the art, like I hope people realize how important the arts are, and that how important it is to pay artists, because they obviously, when they can't perform or do things live, that like they don't make money. So hopefully people will take that into consideration, that it takes a lot of work and effort.
So I have a last question for you, but you're just so interesting that I'm thinking of more as we go. So sorry to put you on the spot with
Oh.
these questions, but I have two. One is how to start a grassroots movement. If you're, I feel like, we could probably name a friend who has a cool idea that wants to get off the ground and just isn't sure how to do it, right? And you here have not one but two amazing movements, and actually probably a couple more that we're just not talking about. So I heard it's a lot of work, and I also heard just do it and make a path for yourself. So what words of wisdom would you give to someone out there who's got a passion project and not sure where to go with it or how to make money with it?
For sure. I mean, I don't know if I've figured out the whole money part of it yet, but um, I think that, I mean, I'm big. I just so big on collaboration. I did a shout out the other day on my Instagram. I was like, just, I'm so grateful for my collaborators. I do not think I would have the motivation if it was just for me. I think I keep things going because of other people, and because of like who my collaborators who are like have become dear friends who I just care about immensely, and like I see um, their success is my own success, and that we can all just like climb up this hill together. And it's like also way more fun to like be at the top when you've got like a whole crew with you. So, so I just like, I'm like, tell your idea to someone and know that it's not like giving your idea, but like probably if you tell someone, your idea will be better. Like I kind of said before, Luna has only grown and grown and gone into like these amazing spaces that I would have never pushed it on my own. But because other people have had these like really great ideas and their own passions and have added to it, it's become more than I could have dreamed or imagined on my own. And that's the same with Herd Space as well. Like, you know, you can lead something by yourself, but yeah, one, it's like not as fun, and two, it's um you're limited. You limit yourself, and you don't like. So I think like get a good team of people, and it doesn't have to be, you know, Luna right now. I think we have like 35 people in the entire collective, so you don't need to have a huge group. It could just be you and one other person. But I do think have a good team to help your, because I think that's the only way that your dreams will grow and get bigger and whatnot. Another thing I haven't really talked about is my radio show. So my fun radio show that I've actually been doing, that has been happening like this week is like our 3-year anniversary, which is really cool. And it started as a monthly show and then went into like twice a month. And now during this, we had our first show this past Wednesday. And it's we're doing a truncated like half an hour show. We're starting our Funnier at Home series.
Ooh, I like that.
So it started Wednesday, and it's at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. But then it goes into our SoundCloud, so you can actually listen to all. Yeah, like you can listen to all of our episodes. I think it's really actually making us think a little bit more about the show, which is a good thing, right? Especially when you're doing things for a really long time. I think it's easy to get comfortable. So in some ways, I like to look at like all the silver linings right now. This making us think more creatively and a little bit more like problem solve in ways that we wouldn't have done otherwise.
So I think we're ready for the last official question, which is, what words of advice do you have for the young Katies of today?
I think for me, so one thing that I didn't say is that it was just so clear in high school that I was an artist. Like I loved dancing, I loved theater, I loved art class. Those were the classes that I was happiest in. In a lot of respects too, my like theater specifically was where I felt most comfortable. And theater was like the place where I was like, these are my people. This is who I am. And then I went to college and was like, well, but I'm like, I can't be an artist. That doesn't make you any money. So I'll be a lawyer. And of course, like that didn't ever pan out. My parents were not doing that, but I was like forcing that on myself because I was like, be realistic. And sure, I'm not going to like lie to the young artists who want to be artists that, you know, it's definitely difficult journey to be an artist and figure out how to get paid and make a living off of it. But um, trying to force yourself into something that is just not you feels really icky and gross. And I guess what I don't have in lots of money, I have in like happiness, and like that really, it's a great trade-off. And I have come to the place where I'm at least very like I'm comfortable, which and that took a really long time to just feel comfortable. And if you're passionate about it, it really, like, just go after it and like trust that. Like you're like, I feel like the only times I've felt like not okay was when I stopped trusting myself. Like, just trust yourself, and if you want something, like, it takes work, and it's not going to happen overnight, but one day eventually, it might take months, it may take years, but eventually you'll get there and you'll be like, oh, I did it. And hey, like, I ended up in a courthouse anyways as an artist, so
there you go. Law would have taken you to the exact same place. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Katie.